Why are you breaking up with me? I don't understand. Answer me, Lemon. I've been cheating on you. Oh, and it's not just one guy. It's 3. Sorry about that. This is how the story of Hope You're Happy, Lemon begins. I'll tell you straight up, I'm not super deep in the romance or shoujo bag, and so I haven't read many romance manga, but I truly expected to hate this one when I first read the first page and looked back at the plot summary. Now granted, I didn't read the whole summary, I just kinda jumped in because I always check out all the new Jump Plus manga, but here we are. The story follows a college student named Sanao, who we're first introduced to as he's waking up from a nightmare where he remembers the time where his ex-girlfriend broke up with him 3 years ago at their middle school graduation. The breakup was really hard on him because the girl, Lemon, was his best friend growing up and also his first girlfriend, and everything had seemed to be going really well with them in their relationship until one day she dropped the bombshell on him, revealing that she was in a relationship with 3 other guys besides him. We don't get to see any of the traumatic after moments relived through Sanao's memories or anything. No sad kids sitting alone at the playground on the swing moments or crying in the shower scenes or anything like that, but his inner monologue lets us know that for the time after the breakup he had given up on love. That was until he got to college and became friends with another cute girl named Kogahara. She's a year older and they're both in the film club together and he's clearly head over heels for her. It makes sense. She's a really pretty girl. He runs into her while walking to class that day and they talk about how they're going to be watching Edward Scissorhands tomorrow, and she invites him out for drinks that night because their club president just got out of a relationship and the club wants to hang out to cheer him up because, turns out his girlfriend was cheating on him too, which is a sore spot for Sanao, something that he's experienced before. Sanao agrees to hang out and asks Kokahara what her take on cheating is, which is a very weird question to ask someone, and obviously she responds like any decent human being would, saying it's awful. Before running off, she says it's their job to help the club president move on and find his happy ending with someone new. As Kokahara runs to class, she tells him that she's looking forward to next weekend. It turns out that Sanao and Kokahara have a movie date planned, and he thinks to himself about how it's time for him to focus on his happy ending with Kokahara and to finally leave the forward-timing witch Lemon in the past. While he's daydreaming about his date with Kokahara coming up, he heads to class like he would on any old day, the usual, and when he gets in the elevator, right as the door begins closing, someone shouts asking him to hold the door. He does, but to his surprise, the person rushing to make the elevator is Lemon, in his words, the witch, the girl that broke his heart, and he can't help but show the shock on his face. As his thoughts race, she realizes, oh snap, is that you, Sanao? It's the first time they've spoken since the breakup. What should he say? What will she say? Well, she carries on like nothing bad ever happened between them. Oh my gosh, it's been like forever. Like what, 3 years? Oh my god, I've missed you, Sanao. What are you doing here? Wow, you're so tall now. Blah, 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 She goes on and mentions how if she knew she would have run into him today, she would have spent more time on her makeup. Sanao is basically frozen in the elevator. He can't believe his eyes or ears, and while looking at her, he wonders if she's just completely forgotten about the breakup situation. Right as he's about to ask her what in the world she's doing here at his school, the elevator dings and it's her floor. She rushes out saying, I hope to bump into you again. Later on that night, Sanao makes it to the meetup, but he shows up late and gets scolded, and since he had that weird run-in with his ex that day, they say he's bringing down the mood. Of course, no one knows he ran into his ex, but he's just acting weird. To make things worse, their class president is drunk and crying about his ex cheating on him, and another club member says the same thing happened to her. Her boyfriend was cheating on her, and then they basically tell Kogahara to stay away from men like that. She's all like, yeah, I know, I couldn't date a guy who was carrying around a lot of baggage from his last relationship, and guess who's thinking, that's me, Sanao. Everyone keeps carrying on about their exes the whole time, and when it's all said and done, Sanao heads home, mentally exhausted from everything that happens, and he thinks about what a train wreck of a day he's had, declaring that starting now he's going to be able to 100% forget about Lemon. A shooting star flies overhead. He sees it, thinking that, his luck might be turning around, although he forgot to make a wish, but, turns out that Lemon saw the shooting star and it looks like she made a wish. We don't know what it was, but we see her holding her hands, looking out the mirror, looking at the star. That day ends and the next scene begins with a phone alarm going off. The phone gets swatted away, ending the alarm, but something isn't right. We see Lemon and she yawns after waking up, but she hears the yawn and says, where did that cute voice come from? Rushing to the mirror, it's revealed that it's not Lemon, but Sanao and Lemon have somehow suddenly body swapped on the day following their first meeting in years. While he panics and starts losing his mind, the doorbell rings and the door cam shows Lemon and Sanao's body asking to come in. So they're freaking out a little bit. They determine that they have swapped bodies and go over the things that each other have to do that day, like classwork and stuff like that. Sanao tells Lemon to do her best to not reveal what's happening to them, and he thinks about if Kogahara were to meet Lemon in Sanao's body and how tragic that would be for her to say something as ridiculous as her being his ex in his body. It would make him look insane. Sanao goes to her school pretending to be her and sees how hectic her daily life is because she's a really pretty girl, and a bunch of guys, are constantly hitting on her all day, so he goes through that or whatever, and then he goes back to his normal school to meet with Lemon in his body to see how things are going, and sees that she's having some trouble around a lot of guys. She grabs her sleeve, and this is something that Sanao remembers from a long time ago, that Lemon grabs her sleeve when she's uncomfortable, and so pretending to be Sanao's girlfriend as Lemon, Sanao runs over and grabs Lemon in Sanao's body. It's kind of confusing to talk about it, but like it makes a lot of sense when you're watching it or reading it. But Sanao goes over to Lemon pretending to be Lemon and acting like Sanao's girlfriend and gets the guys to leave or whatever, and then they talk for a few. Sanao asks how many boyfriends Lemon currently has, to which she says none. Surprised by the question, she asks why, and Sanao's like, I just kind of figured because you cheated on me with 3 guys back in the day. Things from here though start to show that maybe everything isn't what it seems, because Lemon kind of looks like something about that story was kind of fishy. Lemon says she's single and just taking a break right now. With the school day done, the tough stuff is out of the way, and Sanao figures it's a good thing that they both live alone. He suggests that they swap apartments to make things easier, but Lemon says she's actually living with a roommate, and she'll give him the details later, and she runs off. Sanao in Lemon's body tries to get more info from her before she leaves, but someone calls Lemon from behind, and she turns around to see Kogahara, but Kogahara talks casually about stuff like what's for dinner that night, and we find out that Sanao's crush is roommates with his ex. Lemon managed to slip away in Sanao's body and hasn't stopped thinking about what Sanao said about her cheating on him, and she thinks, why did I have to say that? It was in the heat of the moment, but why'd I make up that story about cheating on him? So then it's revealed that she never even cheated on him at all. It was just some stupid breakup she lied about, and so we don't know why. From there, that's the first chapter. That's where it ends. You get the basic plot and all the main characters. There's still a few more plot twists that happen, and I won't talk about it since I've spoiled a lot of it, considering it's a new manga with only about 5 chapters. But man, imagine how rough it would be to find out the girl that you like is roommates with the girl that you got cheated on, and then throw a body swap in the mix too, so that you have to pretend to be your ex in the presence of the girl you want to date, and then as Lemon, who lied about cheating for some reason, to bump into that ex and then swap bodies with him, and eventually maybe find out that like he's in love with your bestie. It's kind of weird. And, it's like he's getting to see a side of the girl that he has a crush on that like he doesn't see, because a girl, she's not gonna act the same around him as she does with her best friend. The love triangle here is strong, and I don't really know how I feel about either possibility, because Kogahara is a really nice girl and I want to cheer for her, but Lemon seems really nice too, even though she lied for some reason 3 years ago. Maybe Sanao was too clingy or something, but it seems like she still likes him and would like to be with him again. The next few chapters are fun and filled with more goofy hijinks. Like I said initially, I thought I would hate this series, and it might just be more trash like a lot of the other horror manga that we see these days, but this one's surprisingly good. I found myself actually sad on week 6 when chapter 6 should have dropped, because only a colored illustration was released. Anyway, this is a weekly manga, like I said. It came out in October in the same batch for Jump Plus with Mapalo 3's new manga, the Magical Girl Tsubame series. If you've already read Hope You're Happy Lemon, then let me know which girl you hope Sanao ends up with, and if you haven't read it, let me know if you plan to. As usual, hit the buttons, the like, and apparently YouTube makes the subscribe button glow if the viewer hasn't subbed when the word subscribe is said. So if you missed it, rewind like 5 seconds and hit that sub button if you see the new cool animation when I say the word subscribe. Thanks for your continued support. I'll be coming out with more videos frequently as I climb my way to my first 1,000 subscribers. If you'd like to see more videos like this and have suggestions, let me know. If any other creators would like to collab, let me know too. You can hit me up on Twitter. That's where I'm most active. All right, guys, thank you for watching and have a good one.